son? What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. The Panthers on a prowl will continue driving down the field to the red zone. We just got a first down and 10. Smitty on the loose, wide open Ted again. Stack 6 more on the board, looking like a win. With the 6-game winning streak, put them out their misery. Brady wanna cry when the ref threw the penalty. Panthers got a hot team, Patriots the enemy. Draw the first blood, different team than we used to be. Cam swerving through the traffic signal in a first down. Fans on their feet and the crowd getting really loud. Offense did a job off the field. There's a towel. Bank of America. Stadium is going down. Defense got them pushed back to the end zone. Hardy with the sack. That's a safety and we got the ball. Rushing on your shotgun. Staring at the barrel, y'all. All New England fans hear them saying that ain't fair to ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. Better watch the linebacker, he can read you like a book. Run 40 yards just to tackle Luke. Got him shook, Toby like a tank. And D'Angelo with the fake. Stiff arm, out of bounds, 25 to gain. Stewart back, healthy 3 lethal running backs. It's suicide, add the wide receivers, it's a rout. Secret weapon, make plays, Greg Olsen make it happen. Keep pounding on these haters, we ain't playing John Madden. Legion of the hometown go boom. Force and fumble, Panthers making sure the ball is loose. Jack move, Charles Johnson, yeah, he will come attack you. State of mind, mentally and physically, we pass you. Godfrey in the nickel back, and he making sure we're safe. Panthers on the prowl, we gon' come and elevate the state. Hard fought thriller, only 59 seconds left. Panther fans on the feet, heart beating out the chest. Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding.
Purchase your track
Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding. Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. Carolina, keep pounding. Carolina, keep pounding.
Purchase your track now.
Ants can find one tiny cookie crumb, but completely ignore your.
What's up, everybody? Mock draft number 16 is underway. How you guys doing? Hit that like button, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so, and don't forget to check out the Facebook group page. Keep pounding in all caps for in-game post polls, opinions, and reactions to NFL news, such as scheduling for the channel and for the Yahoo Sports app. Keep pounding Fantasy Football League. If you want to check out and get your hands on an intro like the one you see on your screen, go check out Lindara Ty on Instagram. She'll give you videos, panels, etc. for a fair price. Just mention you came from me, and she will hook you up using her last name first. Ty, T-A-I Lindara, Lindara, on Instagram. And she's just an all-around awesome person to work with, so please do check her out. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with yet another mock draft stream. Now, let's get it going. We got some work to do. I mentioned yesterday that we would run 3 separate drafts, mock drafts, with 3 different scenarios. So we're going to do that. Also, we're going to be talking about potential trade scenarios with I think it was there was one other team that was mentioned today, and I forget who it was. Oh, it was Pittsburgh. There was a suggested trade with Pittsburgh that involved us moving down to 21, and we would we would be getting first round 8 pick and a 7th round future pick for the 383, the 156. Yeah, the 156 and the 185. And a future first and third next year. Let me see. I just want to make sure I have this correct. Right. Get your first, third, 383, 156, 185. And, like, I'll show you on the screen what that looks like. Because I'm going to tell you right now, it ain't happening. And that's in a scenario where Pittsburgh tries to go up for Shedeur Sanders. I don't know which media person thought this was a good idea. But as you can see on your screen, this is ludicrous. And no, I'm not trying to summon the actual rapper right now. I'm trying to tell you, this is ludicrous. This is insane. It ain't happening, bro. Because Pittsburgh would have the 123, the 229, and the 8th overall pick in the first round. That's all they would be drafting with. You really think a Pittsburgh GM is that dumb? Seriously? You really think a Pittsburgh GM is that stupid? Oh my god. I don't even know where y'all come up with this stuff. I'm telling you. I don't know where y'all come up with these crazy ideas. That is literally half their draft capital in 2 years. All for Shedeur Sanders. Look at the bar. That's way too much. You're insane. Like, even NFL Mock Draft Database Simulator sees it. Come on now. Wow. Just wow. I don't even understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. Where y'all come up with these ideas. It's insane. Alright. So there isn't any real new news today that I know of. I'm gonna check the site and make sure. Uniform bracket. Continue to build and grow with Bryce Young. Yeah, Panthers quarterback said that bringing back the same set of people on offense is helpful, but doesn't guarantee a linear progression of the offense. Fair enough. Fair enough. See, even he recognizes we need a wide receiver. And we need some help, you know. He said it's a privilege for sure. Obviously, the same staff, you know, and so much on the offensive side staying the same. So just for us to continue to build and grow, it's something we really do look forward to. But also, we know that there's a lot of work to be done, and just knowing the work that's necessary to put in, we are excited about that part too, just to grow and build. So it's encouraging. I wouldn't want to be in this with any other group, so we're excited for the year. So Bryce said, for me, it resets year by year. We're able to finish on a strong note, which is great, but starting next year 0-0, it doesn't carry over. We understand that we have to build off that stuff. We're not just entitled to it. Exactly. That line right there. I need y'all to understand that this is exactly what it is. We understand that we have to build off that stuff that we were successful with last year. We're not just entitled to it. So I don't... There are some people in this fan base that think we're just entitled to it. You know, like it's just going to happen if you just sign XYZ player. You know, oh, we're magically going to go 10 wins to 11 wins, 12 wins. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works, y'all. You have to build off of it. You have to build off a foundation. You can't just build off of a ever-changing foundation that's not solid. You know, and that's what we were doing for 7 to 9 years. You know, before we came up with Dan and Dave, you know, in the front office. So, you've got to recognize you can't just expect it right out of the gate. You know, they've got to build chemistry again. They've got to establish the lines again. You know, like they did. It's going to take a couple of games. It's not going to come right away. But it's going to come quicker than it did last year, which it took us half a season because we were still trying to find the right combos. You know, we were trying to figure out what we had, what we didn't have, you know, what needed to be changed, what needed to be addressed, you know, and, you know, it took us half a season, yes. But once we got there, we got there. You know, that's the important thing. So, once we got there, now it's like, can we maintain that stability? Can we maintain that chemistry? Can we maintain what we built? You know? So, I'm really encouraged that Bryce Young understands this message and is relaying it to everybody as well. That's very, very good. I'm very happy to see that. Because he's got the right mentality here. He's absolutely right. And that's what I've been preaching as well. So, we're on the same page, Bryce. Hats off to you, man. You got some smarts in that mind of yours, man. You're putting them good to good use. I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you, man. Keep it up. You know, so let's see what we got here. He continues to say, so for me, I want to make sure that I'm working just as hard, if not harder, in the off season to make sure that I have good habits, but be as consistent as possible to do all the little things. And we all have that mindset, which I'm grateful to be a part of the team like that. Yes. 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 Every bit of yes. And the key word here is consistent. Again, I love that. You know, he's trying to do all the little things. He's trying to focus and stay, you know, in that mindset, which is excellent. He continues on. I think it's first half Panthers, second half Panthers. Canales said when he was asked about the difference in first half Young and second half Young. You got to have a group that knew what they were doing and playing well together for a while. Bryce came into that with everyone feeling comfortable about what we were doing. And of course, Bryce, it was just about eagerness and passion to get back out there in the lead to prove his teammates that he's the guy. This is my team. So I think it was just the urgency and the whole coming together and knowing what to expect. And so it just kind of timed up. Yeah, exactly. And that's what it is. It's just times up sometimes. You know? It was about the whole group working together, you know, intentionally and walkthroughs of practice. And they were all speaking the same language. That's a normal growth pattern and progression. Exactly. Yes. Correct. I was encouraged by the growth trajectory, and that's my goal for the team every year, which is that we're on the steady trajectory towards improving football. I think as a whole group just coming together, having the chemistry, and really playing for each other. Yeah. Well said. Well said, Dave. Yes, I completely agree. We'll wrap this up. And he also said, I think it's got to be about approach, growth, and development. I think there's first and foremost knowing what we're doing, knowing where tendencies are, and also looking around the league and seeing what we can incorporate into our game. The cool part of quarterbacks is it's just like you just never arrived. You've always been working on your swing. Quarterbacks are always working on their accuracy, their footwork, and all those little things to continue to get better. Exactly. I watched Russell. I watched Gino. And Gino found a back shoulder throw last year that I saw a couple of film, just kind of watching him. So it's just like there always parts of your game you can work on. There's way too much to be able to say you mastered it. Facts. For Young, that means getting back to square one. And he says, I think it's just the importance of continuing to take that next step in growing the continuity. Ugh, I had dyslexia today. All right. I think throughout the year, it was just the process of finding what we are going to be as a team, as a unit on both sides of the ball. Obviously, there are some new faces on the defense, and I know they'll be thinking the same thing. Yeah, true. But it's just for us now, you know, to be the same guys to take the next step towards the ownership of the offense as team ownership group, since there's so much more familiarity. This time last year, I was trying to figure out what we were doing and who we are at the time. Since we had the foundation ironed up just to make sure that we would take that next step and execute. Exactly. Dave Canales just pretty much said exactly what I've been saying for the past year. Just in one paragraph. Just in one answer to a question. There you go. Like, he said it himself out of the horse's mouth. Since we had the foundation ironed up, just make sure that we take the next step and execute. Exactly. And that's year 2. Year 1 is this. is this sentence right here. This time last year, I was trying to figure out what we were doing and who we are at the time. That's year one of the process. Summed up in one sentence. It doesn't get any easier to understand than that. And if people don't understand it at this point and they want instant gratification, I don't know what to tell you. Because there are a lot of those in this fan base. So, Dan Morgan starts trying to tell you, be patient. We're trying to figure out who we are. And now that we know who we are, since we have the foundation ironed up, now we're taking the next step. We're executing. I mean, well said, Dave. Dave. I appreciate you. Well said, Dave. I mean, at this point, preach it, brother. Because if people don't want to listen, do your own thing, man. You run this franchise. Do what you think is best. Not what they think is best. Do what you think is best. And you are running the reins of this ship, and you're doing good, man. I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you. We've made strides, we've made progress, and now it's year two. Now we get down to the nitty gritty. We get these players, we get these holes filled. We really start working now. You know, now that we know what we have, what we need, and what we're going to do with it. What we had with Marty. You know, this isn't what we had with all these other bum management people, man. We know what we're doing now. We got a plan. So if you're not buying into it at this point, you're going to get left behind. That's all I got to tell you. You're going to get left behind. There was a question of, is Bryce Young going to take that next step? We got to establish depth. I'm going to push depth hard this offseason. Because this is the year to do it. We've established our needs. We've established what we need right out of the gate. So, finish out those needs for the starting units and start to build that depth. This is the year to do that. And once you're able to successfully do that, then year 3 is patching up whatever hole is left, you know, in the depth chart. You know, whatever that might look like, improving, you know, upgrading, whatever that might look like. And if there's still a problem with one of the starters at that point, address it first, you know. That way we get it out of the way, it's not a problem any longer, and it's done, you know. So that's what I'd like to see happen. We are very, very close to getting something done here and starting that progression towards a run. But it's going to take a little bit longer. So I'm asking people to be a little bit more patient here. And just show some love for this team and some patience. You know, we're on the right track. So I'm very, very proud of this management. They're doing it. Best wishes to him as he starts his new chapter of his career somewhere else in Denver. But he was a very, very good piece for us in special teams and that you took what you learned with you, and hopefully you don't end up using that against us when we play you. Shout out to David Screws. He says, "Sup, Panther fans?" Yes, sir. Welcome on in, buddy. Welcome on in. But yeah, we're talking about Bryce Young, and I love this article right here. He mentioned Russell, he mentioned Geno, he mentioned the progression of Bryce, he mentioned the fact that last year we're trying to figure out what we're doing. Now we know what we're doing. Now we got a foundation. Now it's just taking the next step and executing. Love this article. Excellent article. And whoever interviewed him and got this type of a response, respect to you. I'm going to get the name so we can properly address him. Darren Gant. Excellent article, Darren Gant. That's what we want right there. Somebody that actually understands Dave Canellis, that understands Bryce, that understands what we're doing here. You know, and can ask the right questions and get the right responses, you know, in the media. And we're going to get started with the mocks in just a minute. I've got to grab my food real quick, and then we'll get started. In the meantime, respect to everybody that's involved here. But yeah, this Pittsburgh suggested trade is not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I don't know what media person decided this was a good idea, but no. That's half your draft capital of 2 years being moved for Shedeur Sanders. Would you move, if you were a GM of any team, name it, any team, would you move for Shedeur Sanders all of that draft capital? No, you wouldn't. Because it's way too much. Way too much. A trade offer that makes sense. And I'll do that in a minute. But this is one that makes sense too. You want to trade both 7s for the 204. I can't get any lower number than that. You know, to get yourself into the 6th round. Now, once I get my food, we'll get this thing started. And then I'll show you a trade down that we can make that makes sense in order to get the 3 players that we've been looking at that I said I was going to experiment with this in these 3 different mock drafts. So sit tight, hit that like button. I'll be right back. Hit that like button real quick. And comment and chat if you want to. Make sure you lock in for a draft if you're interested in doing so. 7 whole rounds, guys. 7 whole rounds. You got to be around for 7 whole rounds. Don't flake out on me. 7 whole rounds. I know some of these people want to flake out, man. Once they get in here, they want to only draft like 3 rounds or some garbage. Nah, stick around for 7. If you lock it in, you lock it in for 7. I'm going to have Blitz in here tomorrow night. So you're going to be extremely limited on space tomorrow night if you're trying to lock in tomorrow. Alright, so lock in tonight or lock in Monday. That's your 2 best days. Alright, be right back. I am back. Let's go. Y'all want to lock in for 7 whole rounds? Let me know. Also, I'm keeping an eye on the Braves game that's going on in the background. And they just got the lead over the Phillies just now. That's what's up. Let's go, boys. Oh, I'm just kidding. Let's go, man. Let's go. Hey. Let's do some mocking. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys a trade down that we can make that actually does make sense. We're going to trade with Seattle. We're going to move down to 18. Okay? Y'all following me here? Y'all following me? Y'all following me? We're going to get the 50. We're going to move this. We're going to move the 74. We're going to get the 82, the 92, and then I want to move the 114 for the 137. Y'all following me so far? Y'all following me? Alright, now I want the 4th round and the 6th round next year. That's what I want. That's what I want. That is what I want. Alright? Now, I doubt we're going to get the 4th and 6th. That's a bonus. If we do get those, that's a bonus. But this is what we're doing. We're swapping picks, man. We're swapping picks. And the reason why is because I want to move down to 18 to have a shot at Nicky Mawari, to have a shot at Starks, and to have a shot at Kenneth Grant down at 18. Now that 50 is going to allow us to ensure that we get a wide receiver in the 2nd round, as well as an offensive lineman early. Now, the 74 move down gives us the 82 and the 92. Now, the 82 is going to ensure that we have a shot at locking in a player that we really, really want at 82 and 92. 2 players that we really, really want. One of them is going to be a linebacker. One of them is going to be a defensive tackle. So, the 114 moved down to the 137. Allows us to gather the 4th and the 6th round picks for next year. Now, why am I moving that 114 down? Because picking a player at 114 is reaching for the players that I'm targeting. I want the 137 because it allows us a chance to get Devin Neal and any running back of our choice at 137. You know, so that's the time we would have an option of safety, running back, and maybe an extra defensive tackle should we wish to go that direction. Because we've got the 140 and 146 already. So this trade makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. And moving the 2-7s for the 204 ensures that we get into the 6th round. I know that no GM is probably going to do that, but that's if you feel extra aggressive and you want to go after that talent in the 6th round. So, this trade will go through. We got to move that 74 down. This still ensures that you still have a third round pick, Seattle. It still ensures that. Same with the fourth. You know, you still have picks in every round. Keep that in mind. So, all we're asking for is that extra second rounder that you have. Realistically. And it allows us the freedom to do whatever we want with this draft board. You know, with the picks that we're looking to get. It allows us some breathing room, which is what I want. And Dan, if you could pull off this masterful trade, I will personally shake your hand and call you a genius. Because, honestly, it takes a genius to pull off a trade like this. And a magician to pull off a trade like this. And it makes sense. Ladies and gentlemen, it makes sense. If they don't go for this, you can toss the 6th. That's fine. I just want the 4th, you know, for next year. You can manipulate whatever you want. You can negotiate whatever you want with the next year picks. You know, I would prefer to have a 4th, but if we get a 5th and a 6th, okay, deal. You know, if that's the best we can do, deal. You know, if we can only just get a 4th, deal. You know, but we got to have at least one pick for next year in this trade scenario. We got to get something out of this move down from 114 to 137 without asking for something from this year. You know, that's the key. I'm not going to ask for a 5th. I'm not going to do that. That's asking for too many picks, you know, and trying to manipulate their draft. And I'm not going to do that. And I don't want a 7th. I don't want a garbage 7th. No, thank you. I don't want a 7th in next year's either. Because all I'm going to end up doing, if I'm GM, is moving those 2 7s for a 6th rounder. A late 6th rounder. So that's who I am. You know? That's what I would do. You know, I'm not GM. You know, I'm not you, Dan Morgan. But let me tell you something, man. If you want a trade down scenario that gives us the most value, this is it. I'm telling you, this is it. And you can fulfill every need that you're going to get. Or have to get. And I'm about to show you that. Watch this. Now, Cam Ward, Carter, Sanders, Banks, Graham, Barron, McMillan, Hunter, Stewart, Williams, Gentry, Warren, Walker, 2 picks before us, mind you. 2 picks before us. So Mike Green is off the board. Mike Green is off the board now. Now, as I mentioned, this is a mock draft where we're going to be testing either Kenneth Grant, Malachi Starks, or Mike Green. Well, we've done Mike Green before. We've done Mike Green. Okay. This just in, Bryce Harper with a 2-run homer. That gives me fantasy points, but that also puts the Phillies in the lead. Yikes. Oh well. At least I got the fantasy points out of it. I'll take it. And it wasn't the pitcher that I drafted either. Fair enough. We'll get that run back. I'm not worried about it. Nick Imawari, Kenneth Grant, Starks. Those are the three that we're testing out today. And as you can see, all three of them are still there. And they should be. At 18. Now, we got the trade approved. Let's do one with Starks first. Let's do Starks. Now, seeing as how we don't need a safety early on, later on, we can devote that pick to something else. As far as the number 50 pick, let's see what offers we get. Higgins is here. Jack Beck is here. We're not getting an offer. Okay, cool. What's here? I'm willing to go after a tackle in this particular space because of the fact that I'm not ready to jump on any of the rest of these positions just yet. So to me, it looks like it looks very familiar here as far as the scenario. Since I know we can get Jack Beck at 57, I'm going to go ahead and get 67 versus 76. I think we go Jack Beck here, and then we get Wyatt. I think Wyatt will still be there. Yeah, Wyatt is still there. They're trying to get me to move from 57, and I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Wyatt. Alright, so as you see this move forward, you can see that all the picks that we have been targeting so far are still there. Ty Robinson is gone. That's okay. I'm targeting Caldwell now because of the tackling issues of Ty Robinson. So 82 down to a 96, and we pick up a 134. That's pushing it. That's pushing it. That's very much pushing it, Philly. No to the Niners. Ravens want me to move down to 91. We'll pick up a 176 in the 7th rounder. I'll consider it. I'll crack the door on that one. You know what? No, I won't. We need to get these offensive linemen early before somebody else gets them off the board. You know, that is potentially a problem if they get these guys off the board early. And again, none of these positions I'm really looking at anybody early yet. So Charles Grant would be my pick. And then here we are at 92. Now 92. Giants want me to move down to 105 and pick up a 3rd and a 5th for next year. Tempting. But I'm going to say I'm going to say no to that because Deon Walker is still here. And there's also Stutzman here as well. I think we take a chance and let Stutzman sit there for a bit if Bossa gets taken Stutzman and vice versa. So I think this is a good move of just going Deon Walker here. Let's get him. That's defensive tackle. Come on. Don't touch either one of them, please. Gadsden went way early. Jeez, man. Gadsden went way early. I don't like that. I don't like that. Move the 111 down to a 125. Get a 181 and a 199. See, I don't even know what I would do with a 181 and 199 right now. I'm going to say no. Move down 5 spots and get a 7th rounder. No. No. I don't think so. No. So Stutzman is still there. I'm going to go ahead and draft him. So we got our linebacker now. Now we're going to see what pops up at 137. See, 137 now becomes an open center. We could probably get away with getting him. 157. Move down 4 spots. We gain a 5th rounder. 167. I'm open to the idea. Titans. But we got to have our defensive end, man. That's Savion Jones has to be the pick here. I know that Devin Neal is popping up here, but Savion Jones. Bossa just went off the board. 140 to 159. We pick up a 7th. No, thank you. All right, so corner, tight end, running back. Devin Neal is still there at 140. Pick him up. Now, corner position. Noah Williams, next pick. I know people are going to be like, why Noah Williams? Why Noah Williams? Because he grades better than everybody else. And he does what we want him to do. That's why. Game tying solo homer Austin Riley. What's up, Austin? Let's go, baby. Let's go, Austin. All right. It's a big series. 203, get a 243 and a 4th. Nope. Move down to the 7th. Nope. Those are terrible trades. Terrible. Now, we still need a tight end. The obvious pick here is Luke Lackey. Now, whatever is left, best available. I would like to see Malachi Moore survive all these picks, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it. So whatever's there is there. You know, I'm not picky at 204, but I would like to see us get something that works for us. And I'm trying to tell you, it is possible. Moving to the 7th round, no. Don't think so. Alright, safety position, Malachi Moore is still there. Linebacker, Kobe King, no thank you. Guard, Dellinger. Defensive tackle, Ty Hamilton. I'm interested in Ty. I do feel like we need an extra edge rusher, so maybe Fidel Diggs or Tyler Barron here. Wide receiver, no. I'm thinking either Malachi Moore or Tyler Barron. Let's check out Tyler Barron. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look at Tyler Barron. From Miami. 5.5 sacks. 1 forced fumble. 38 tackles. 18 of them solo. Good measurables. Defense. His tackling could use some work, but it's better than what's on the board. They a strong guy, and that's what's kind of driving him down the board. He's a 6'5", 258-pound gentleman here. They'd like him to be a little beefier and stronger, but they're not really complaining about his arms, his span, and his hands. But, you know, you'd like to see a little bit better technique out of him, maybe. Which would up his tackling. But beyond that, I think decent numbers. I think he's a good candidate. Let's look at Fidel Diggs. Seven and a half sacks, 1 forced fumble, 45 tackles, 27 of solo. He's an edge rusher specifically, good measurables. Again, they don't like his weight. That's why he's down here. But the broad jump and the 40 time look great. He can pass rush. He can run defend. But here again, 58% in tackle. So you're going to have to work with him on tackling. So Lucas Van Ness, Trojan, sorry, and Okianama. So, this guy is from New Jersey. I'm going to say, we do need another edge rusher here. This is tough. I'm going to say Barron. I'm going to drop Barron. And that completes your draft. You do take a little bit of a hit at defensive end, but you do get 2 defensive ends out of it. You get Savion Jones and you get Tyler Barron. So I mean, you are getting your 2 defensive ends. And taking Devin Neal off the board and stealing that momentum from everybody else and that trade value is just essential. That is a way to highway robbery some of these teams and manipulate that draft and manipulate these GMs into doing what you want. All right, so there you go. Safety, wide receiver, tackle, guard, defensive tackle, Dylan Walker, linebacker, coverage linebacker, which we need. We have a bunch of run stopping linebackers. We have edge rusher in Savion Jones. We got a running back in Devin Neal. We got a corner in Noah Williams. We got a tight end in Luke Lackey. And we got an edge rusher in Tyler Barron. That fulfills all our needs. And we can run it back with the quarterbacks. That is moving back with Seattle. So again, this trade is pick 8, 74, and 114 for 18, 50, 82, 92, and 137. And we also gain a 4th and a 6th next year out of this. I think it's a very, very good trade. And it allows us to mess around with Starks. It allows us to mess around with Nick Imawari if we wish to do that. You know, so it is a possibility. You know, all 3 of these scenarios will be possible if you move down with Seattle. This is an excellent trade. I think it's the right one to make. And, you know, we can completely control the board and have the freedom to do whatever we want with these pieces. You know, essentially, we're just moving down. That's really what we're doing. We're moving up and down here. You know, we're manipulating this trade offer to what we want. You know. So Dan, when you walk into that conversation with Seattle, make sure you know that you are in control. Okay? You are in control of the negotiations here. Not Seattle. You. Alright? You can get whatever you want. Because they want something from us. Guess what they wanted? McMillan. Now, if they're desperate enough to make a move for McMillan or one of these pieces up here, say Mason Graham is still there, you know. You know, say Mikael Williams is the pick, you know, for Seattle. They now have that power at 8 to choose whoever they want. So, yes, you are surrendering that power, but you are gaining control of your own spot down here at 18 and to do whatever you want with it. Which is exactly why we met with Nick Imawari. We met with Mikael Williams. You know, this is not. These are potential trade scenarios that could happen, ladies and gentlemen. This is a potential one that is highly possible. I'm not trying to hype it up, but what I'm saying is this is what we can do with it. You know what I'm saying? Look who got picked right before 18. Jalal Walker and Mike Green. Now consider this scenario. What if Jalal Walker sits there at 18 for us to pick him? What if he's still there? I ran a mock draft with that scenario happening a while back too. But before that, I wasn't aggressively looking at a trade down with Seattle. But Mike Green was available as well at the time. So is Starks. So is Nick Imawari. And as you can see, Nick Imawari goes all the way down here to 32. Donovan is an acceptable emergency defensive end if you need to pick one up in the first round, if every other option is exhausted. But Kenneth Grant would be available too. Matthew Golden would be available. Steve Smith actually did a analysis on that. I would like to review that actually, if you guys are interested. Let me know if you're interested enough. If there's enough interest in that, I'll do it. Y'all gotta let me know in chat though. All right, let me know in chat, cause it's gotta happen today. If it ain't happening today, we ain't doing it. Man, I'm not playing with y'all, man. We got a lot of content to go through, man. So, I'm going to show you what else happens here. Abdul Carter to the Browns again. Mason Graham to the Jags again. Now, we don't know what the Raiders are going to do. That's a humongous question mark. We don't know what the Browns are going to do. That's a humongous question mark. And whatever happens with the Browns will dictate what the Jaguars do. See, this is why I'm paying attention heavily to that top 6, man. Because I want to know what's going on. You know, once we get out of that top 6 and we have our pick, man, then I'm going to breathe a lot easier. Because I'm going to know exactly what our path is going to be. You know? We're either going to... That's going to eliminate at least half of the scenarios on draft weekend. Depending on what those 3 teams do. We're also going to run into a situation where Jalon Walker is not available. Then what do you do at 8? Mason Graham is not available at 8. What do you do? That is the time to trade down. Get on the phone with Seattle. The second you see both of these gentlemen go off the board, get on the phone with Seattle. And I'm not joking, man. Get on the phone with Seattle. Get on the phone with Dallas as well. Dallas and Miami. Everybody else? No. No. I don't care what they offer. Don't send it to them. I don't care what they offer. Because they're not going to give you enough weaponry to get this done. They're not going to give you enough picks. The Saints have routinely screwed us. You know, the Bears have routinely screwed us. The Niners have routinely screwed us in trade talks. No, the only smart decision here is Seattle at 18. I've ran a few trade scenarios with the Bengals. It sort of worked out, but it didn't exactly give me what I wanted, you know? But, did the stream die? Or is it? Okay, no, we're good. We're good. We're good. It was just my phone messing up. Alright, we're good. But yeah, we are not to trade up under any circumstances. Do you understand me, Panthers management? Do not trade up. I don't care how tempting Abdul Carter is. Do not do it. Do not be stupid. We have had enough stupidity in this management over the past 9 years. Then it's a wonder this organization is still existing. There is not a candidate up there worth moving up for. Not when you have a defensive end sitting there at 8. Mason Graham is not worth moving up for. There are other defensive tackles. Will Campbell is not worth moving up for. I'm sorry, no. Travis Hunter is not worth moving up for. He's going to get stuck to one position and we'll never see him again. If you're sitting there at 8 and you're looking at either Abdul Carter or Jalen Walker at 8, and you still got Mikael Williams on the board, you still got Mike Green on the board, you still got Starks on the board, you still got Golden, you still got Grant, you still got Nick Imawari. There is absolutely zero reason to move up. I'm sorry, no. There is zero excuse for it. I will give you all of the smoke if you do it. All of the smoke. Because that would be a Carolina Panthers move. From the past. And we are not that team anymore. We are not that management anymore. Y'all hear what I'm saying, man? That would be such a Carolina Panthers thing to do. Don't y'all know it? Y'all been watching this for 9 years. You know. You've been watching this Barnum and Bailey circus for 9 years. You know exactly what to expect. Like, I don't... It would be ridiculous for us to do that. Utterly ridiculous. I think every Panthers fan agrees with that. Every Panthers fan agrees with that. Unless you want a quarterback and you're just... It's going to take a lot of convincing, man. It's going to take a lot of convincing to move me off of 8 upwards. Because, look, man. Let me tell y'all something. It's going to take 2 second-rounders and a number 8 pick for us to move up for our quarterback. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Dave Canales has sunk in. He has dug in. He has put his feet in the ground for Bryce Young. If y'all ain't on board with that, I don't know what to tell you. Because he's doing it anyway. Whether y'all like it or not. And I know there's some Bryce Young haters out there. He's doing this whether you like it or not. and I'm not talking to the people that are that were on the fence about Bryce Young or slightly disliked him. You know, I'm talking about the actual brutal haters of Bryce Young that just hate every quarterback that we bring in here. regardless of who it is. Dave is going to do it anyway. He's going to do it anyway. You might as well ride the train to victory, bro. Because it's only going one way. And if y'all ain't on it, I don't know what to say at the end of the day. Can we develop him? Yes. You want proof of it? Look at the Atlanta game last year. End of the year. I use that as a prime example. I use the KC game, the Eagles game, as a prime example. This dude scored that many points against two of the best defenses in the NFL. If you're not buying it after that, I don't know what to tell you. I'm in. I'm on board. This dude can be developed. He can be turned into the next big thing in Carolina. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be elite. I'm not saying he's going to be the next, Russell Wilson or the next Patrick Mahomes. Nah, y'all need to stop with that. Because either this dude does what he's supposed to do, or he doesn't. Period. He either sinks or he swims. There ain't no in between. He either sinks or he swims. We've given him Bryce Young being this or that. He can't throw a deep ball. He just proved you wrong on that one too. He just shuts all y'all up during the Atlanta game. Like, come on, man. I don't know where y'all get these ideas from. I literally watched this dude throw a deep ball during the combine. Before he even became a Panther. I watched him throw a deep ball during training camp before he even played during the regular season. Successfully. Don't tell me he can't throw a deep ball. Don't tell me that no more. I don't want to hear that no more. Like, the fact that he connected with XL at least 5 different times on deep balls in the second half of the last year should tell you what you need to know. See, some of y'all just want to come up in here and ruin his confidence, man. Y'all just want to blow some smoke up, man. That ain't even there. Y'all want to create some nonsense that ain't even there, bro. Just to fit your narrative. Just to fit your storyline. Just because it works for you. Because you got the tunnel vision. You only see smoke, bro. And I'm like, nah. That ain't it. Y'all stay in your lane. If you still hate Bryce Young after this year, stay in your lane. I'm trying to tell you right now, stay in your lane. Because the rest of us are going to go on that train and we're going to ride it to victory. Period. I'm done with this, man. I'm done with this Bryce Young hate, man. I'm done with it. Y'all did the same thing to Cam Newton. And look what he did in 2015. Y'all did the same thing to Cam Newton in 2015. And we got to the Super Bowl because of this man. Partially because of this man. All y'all want to do is say, oh, he did this negatively. And it's like, stop focusing on just the negatives, y'all. Because if you focus on just the negatives in your life, you will not progress. You will not learn anything. It's a broad spectrum. You learn from both your positives and negatives. That's how it works. If you ain't learning from both, you're not progressing, y'all. I'm trying to tell you that right now. So, I'm sorry. I had to get off on that little tangent right there, man. But y'all see what I mean, man. Y'all see what I mean. This is why I don't get in on all these conversations about Bryce Young, because everybody's got their own strong opinion of him, you know, one way or another. And it's just like, yeah, y'all don't want me to get into it because most of y'all that are Bryce haters just don't want to hear what I have to say. They don't want to hear what I have to say because they're so stuck in their tunnel vision. You know, if I say anything even remotely positive, you know, like, come on, guys. And people start talking over you and stuff, man. They turn it into some political game. You know, it's like, come on, man. It's just Bryce, man. God bless, man. I ain't trying to do all that. You know what I mean? So at this point, you either like him or you don't. That's pretty much where the line is. In Carolina, it's the same way with every quarterback that comes in here. Either you like them or you don't. There is rarely ever an in-between. Rarely ever. In the past 15 years. Find me one. Find me one. Because I have yet to find one. But my whole thing is, man, I've literally seen the progression, man, and I cannot ignore it. I can't ignore it, y'all. So, for the people that want to put the blinders on, then put the blinders on. But if you don't want to put the blinders on, then listen to what I'm saying. Because this dude has the talent, man, to be the next thing in Carolina. The next big quarterback in Carolina. He will take us to a division title. Probably multiple division titles. Now, I don't know about playoffs. Once we get into the playoffs, playoffs are playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl. But what I'm saying is, can this dude take us to division titles? At least 3? Yes. Because this is a soft division. This has been a soft division for 5 years. At least. If you're not seeing it, go look at the records. The fact that these teams are not getting above 10 wins should tell you everything you need to know about how soft this division is. Since all the veterans have left. And when I say veterans, I mean Drew Brees, I mean Matt Ryan, I mean all these veterans. Tom Brady's gone, Gronk's gone, all these people that have kept you from getting to the top. So now you have no excuse once we build up this team. We either take the division or we take the division. You know? And the mentality's got to be, all we do is win, 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 no matter what. You know what I'm saying? That's got to be the mentality. If you ain't rocking that mentality right now, coming into 2025, you're doing it wrong. You got the wrong mentality. You know, that's what we about to be, man. And I'm not saying that we're going to rock the playoffs or do something big this year. You know, what I'm saying is, can we win that division? That should be goal number 1. Then we go from there. We go from there. But we got to take that goal 1 first before we can look at goal 2 and goal 3 and goal 4. You know what I'm saying? And go up the ladder. Look at what we did when we had Cam Newton first drafted back in 2013. Guess what we did? Our first goal was, let's find out who we are. Second goal, win the division next year. Following year, win the division again. Get to the playoffs, get a playoff win. And on up the ladder from there. You know, we go as far as we can go. You got to keep progressing year after year after year. Keep moving up. That's the goal. That's the mission. That's the mission, y'all. And if we can stay on that mission, man, and we don't get up, we don't deviate. We don't deviate. We stay on that line. We hold the line. I'll tell you, we're going to get there. And Bryce will help us get there. He's not going to be the main reason we get there, just like Cam Newton wasn't the main reason we got there. But y'all got to have some respect, man. Y'all got to put some respect on this man's name when he does get there. I don't want to hear no, oh, Bryce Young sucks, Bryce Young is this, Bryce Young is that. You know, when we were winning the division. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want nobody coming into anybody's chat coming up with some nonsense like that. Nah, y'all need to put some respect on this man's name when he gets there. And he will. So, with that in mind, we're about to draft him some help, man. We're about to draft him some help. And it comes in the form of offensive linemen like Charles Grant here. Like my man Jack Beck at wide receiver. I'm high on Jack Beck, man. Jack Beck is the answer to our wide receiver problem. I'm trying to tell y'all right now. Man. It comes in the form on defense of Danny Stutzman. It comes in the form of maybe a Savion Jones or a Noel Williams. You know what I'm saying? Like, it, guys, we can do this, man. We can do this. We got to be smart. Alright, so I'm going to send this over to my team to look at. And we'll go from there on the next mock. Alright, what did y'all say? Kuiper on ESPN around this time last night. Walker in the first. And in the second round, Isaiah Bond from Georgia as well. Okay. He has us taking Walker in the first and Jalen Noel at 58. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling Noel. Let's see. We have something going on with Tyreek Hill. Here's what I wanted to find. We had a top visit with R.J. Harvey, the running back for Central Florida. So, yeah. And I know a lot of you are saying, who? Because that was my first thought, too. I was like, who? And then there's Terrence Ferguson with a 30-day visit. I'm not against that one. I like that one. I like that one. But yeah, Broncos signed Sam Franklin. In case you guys missed it. So that's really what's been going on. Let me out the screen because I gotta respond to a message real quick. And then I'll get right back to you. All right. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. That was about plans for this weekend. Alright. Carolina's armchair GM, CJ. What's going on with you, man? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Hey. But I'm going to tell you this, though. I really like the idea of trading down with Seattle. I really, really like it. I think it's the right move to make. If we're going to trade down with a team, it has to be Seattle. We can get the most out of this trade by moving down with them. And all I'm asking for from Seattle is a little bit of cooperation. You know what I'm saying? Just a little cooperation and patience with Dan, because I know we can get this deal done. I know we can. 874 and 114 for 18, 50, 82, 92, 137, and a 4th and 6th round pick for next year. You know, that we also receive. We can get this done. It's possible, y'all. It's possible. You know, all we're really doing is swapping values. You know, to where we know that we have control of where we want to pick players. You know? And we can manipulate this board perfectly to get exactly what we want. And this particular mock draft, I used Malachi Starks. We're also going to do one with Kenneth Grant and Nick Imawari. You know, when we trade down. So let's do those. Okay. Give me 1 second. I gotta send that to David as well. There you go. All right. Let's do this. Boom. All right. Welcome on in. Now, this is something that's a bonus. You don't have to do this, but I do it. I make this move because I want us to be in the 6th round. Dallas, 204 every single time. Boom. 2 7s. Easy. You're in the 6th round. You're in the late 6th round now. You're fishing. You're hunting, man. You're hunting. Now, let's do this again with Seattle. We know what we're trying to do. Let's make the move again. 114, 137. And a 4th and 6th round. Boom. Done. Now, let's see what ends up on the board at 18. Let's go. Carter. Graham at 5 again. Consistently. Saints take Stewart. Mikael Williams is off the board. Alright. James Pierce Jr. is off the board. Alright, so we've got our pick here of whoever we want down here at 18. Look at all these trade offers. Because they know we have the bargaining power right now. They know we have the power. That's exactly what I want. Because when we have the bargaining power, we can do whatever we want with this board at 18. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at this offer right here. This is magical right here. The Chargers wanted to move down to 22. We get an 86 and a 158. I love the idea of an 86 here. I love the idea. And we might be able to do something with a 158. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see what else is offered. I don't think we're getting a better one than that. Nope. Alright, so that's our best offer right there. That's our most realistic trade offer. Alright, so at 22, what would still be available? What would still... Ooh, Jalal Walker. That's why we're getting these offers. That's why we're getting these offers. What do y'all think? Should we just go ahead and take Jawan here? I'm taking Jawan. This is going to be the oddball mock draft right here. Because I was not expecting Jawan to sit here at 18. But what I'm telling you is there's a chance. There's a chance. Draft weekend is weird, man. It's wild. You don't know what to expect. You don't know what to expect until it happens. Until we get it started. You know? You could run 1,000 of these mocks. You could run through 1,000 different scenarios. You don't know what is going to happen. Which one is going to happen. Until it happens. So, we're going to take Jawan. And I mean, it's an obvious pick here. You still got Starks. You still got Green. You still got Grant. You still got, well, Nick Mbawari's gone. Which is very strange. But Kenneth Grant is still there. I gotta tell you, I love this. I love this. Come on. Yes. My favorite wide receiver is still there. That's a beautiful move. Alright, that is not a realistic trade scenario. Ignore that. Saints. Nope, we're not trading with the Saints. Sorry, we don't trade with division rivals. Alright, now, I will say this. Maxwell Harrison is very tempting here at 50. Very tempting. I do like Higgins as well. I prefer my man from TCU, though. But let's see what else is available. What else do y'all think should happen here? Yeah, Jack Beck, 67. Okay, tackles. We got Wyatt. We got Cameron Williams. I say... man. I've seen scenarios where Jack doesn't make it to 57. That's the crazy part. There's Jalen Noel. They're overlooking Jack, man. They're overlooking Jack. And it's fine. Let them. Let them. Because if we go Jack back and surprise everybody, I'm not going to be surprised. I'm going to be extremely happy. Because this dude is the answer to our wide receiver problem. It's just that simple. He is. I have the outside of the box answer to this problem that nobody else is looking at. I've shown you the graphs. This dude is it. I've shown you the measurables. I've shown you everything. If you're still not buying into Jack at this point, I don't know what to tell you. I want him quiet. You know, I'll push him on this channel, but nobody else is going to push him. Nobody. And that's fine. Let him stay quiet. Let us be the only ones that do it. Because we were the only ones that pointed out Coker last year. I just want to point that out. Just want to point that out. I'd say we won on that one. Wouldn't you agree, folks? I had him as a 7th rounder. Go figure. You never know. It's always the one you don't suspect that's going to be the answer to your problems. It's always going to be the one you don't suspect. And his numbers stick out like a sore thumb. So, what I want to do here is we have a choice between an offensive tackle and Jack back. As I've said before, I see Jack back not making it to 57 sometimes. And I don't want to take that chance. You know what I'm saying? But we also need Wyatt. I'm going to take Jack here. Yep, there goes Wyatt. But the thing is, and I had a feeling that they were going to take Wyatt. And that's quite all right. Because I'm going to show you why. Let's go through these trade offers first. No. No. Okay, that's a realistic one. But do we want to move down for that? When we've got... We're going to take Cameron Williams here. And I'm telling you, it's the right decision. I'm telling you it is. I know some of you don't want to tackle that early, but if you don't take a tackle within the first 4 rounds, you're screwing yourself, because everything after that is garbage. I've been saying that year after year after year after year. And for at least 3 of the years that we've been doing this channel, this management has completely ignored the tackle position and just not even drafted it at all. And I'm like, okay, to a degree, I get it, because we had a lot of needs at the time. But the problem is, left tackle position has remained a serious problem. So, let's look at the trade offers. we solved it temporarily with Icky, but you know, how long until that goes sour? You know what I mean? I like Icky. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a great guy, but and I gave him a ton of smoke last year, and he eventually did show me some skills and some technique towards the end of the year last year, but it was way too late. Way too late. You know, and I was just like, God. You know, like, I believe in this dude, but do I have faith that he will continue that progress? I don't know. I need to look at him during training camp to find out. And as long as I've got those question marks in my head, we need to get a tackle to back him up. He needs help. And Zavala is not the answer. You know, whoever you decide to stick back there behind him at tackle besides Brady Christensen is not the answer. I'm just going to say that right now and say that confidently. I'll say it off camera too. To anybody that asked me that question. I answer the same answers that I answer on camera, off camera too. You guys know this if you met me. Or had conversations with me off camera. You know I don't BS. You know I don't lie. If I get something wrong, call me on it. You know? Call me on it, we'll discuss it. You know? And I will accept it. You know? I'm not one of those people that's just like, oh, I refuse to be wrong all the time. Da 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 da. I don't have that ego. I don't have that kind of ego, guys. Talk to me, man. You know? If you think I got something wrong, talk to me. Let me know. You know, we'll have a discussion about it. Because I'm totally open to that. I've been open to that from day one. You know, and I like to see what other people's takes on these things are too, you know. So I always listen. You know, if you guys have a different take, you know, and it makes sense, you know, I'm here for it. You know, let's listen. Let's try to learn together, you know. But if it isn't that great of a take, I'll let you know. You know, that I just don't think it's a good take. You know, respectfully. That's how it is. But, yeah. Let's get back into this. So, Rams want me to move back down to the 90 spot. I get a 190 and a round 7. Nah, pass. Pass. Nah. Yeah, y'all. Nah. Now, defensive tackle. Deone Walker is here. I think that's the right move to make, given this spot. In this particular spot. If Charles Grant is still there, we take him. If he is not, I like Fairchild at 92. But yeah. Let's I just don't see Deone Walker making it to 92. I just don't see it. I don't see it, guys. Yeah, there goes Caldwell. Devin Neal's gone. Fairchild's gone. Alright. Ty Robinson's still here. I still mess with Ty Robinson, man. I still mess with him. I think we grab him. I know that's going to be a C. I know it is. I don't care. Then they're going to mess with my linebackers, man. Boss is gone. All right, fair enough. Okay, 113, and we get a 147, a 160, and a 7th rounder. Interesting. Move down to 131, we get that. Nah. Eagles, nah. Nah, bro. Y'all killing me right now. Y'all killing me right now. This pick belongs to Stutzman. No. No. 137. We still need a guard. Noah Williams will still be there at 140. I'm not in a hurry to take a running back at the moment. I'll take either Brashard Smith or Sanders at running back. That's what I'll do right there. But yeah, we got to have a guard. Miles Frazier. Buccaneers want me to move? No, not happening. Not happening, y'all. Nope. That's a Noah Williams pick right there. Now, see, this is where tight end starts to come into play here. I like Gadsden here. I think I like Gadsden. Brashad will still be there. About 163, I feel like. I don't think they're going to take him. I don't think they will. But we also need Jalen Reed. This is a difficult pick for me right here. Because I gotta give up on what I want at tight end, man. And just settle for the second tight end on my list, man. That's tough to do. It's tough to do. But Jalen Reed is the pick. That's an obvious pick right there. Hey, you know what? Ooh, that's a tempting offer right there. That is a tempting offer. Moving down to 176, pick up a 183 and a 6th rounder. Very tempting. I'm not going to lie to you. That's a proper offer right there. None of the rest of these match up to that. 176. All right, 176 it is. What else do we need? Tight end. Ooh, Gadsden's still there. Gadsden's still there. Y'all want me to move past Gadsden to pick up a 183. I don't know that I could do that, bro. I don't know that I could do that. If we miss out on Brashad Smith, I like Raheem Sanders. I'm just going to be straight up with you. I like Raheem Sanders, and I'm going to pick him at 204. I am. But I feel like Gadsden II is the correct choice at tight end for us. I'm going to pick him. Now, let's just hope. Let's hope that Brashad stays. Let's hope he stays on the board. Give me my choice. Y'all can have the rest of these clowns. Come on. Yes. Yes. Let's go. Now, we're going to take a look at Brashad Smith. We're going to take a serious look at him. How do you spell his name? I'm the worst at spelling people's names. I'm sorry. Brashard. There he is. Holy crap. 1,332 rushing yards. 5.7 average. 14 rushing touchdowns. 39 receptions, 327 yards. Dang! No wonder we've been looking at this dude. Those numbers are ridiculous. For an SMU running back? Sheesh! The measurables are kind of trash. Mid to trash. They like his 40 time. He's a speed back. He can run. He can catch. The problem is he cannot block. So if you're expecting him to pick up a blitz, he's not going to do that. He can't exactly break tackles either. They're comparing him to Jerome Ford, Chase Brown, and John Edwards. And those were terrible, terrible comparisons. I gotta say this is gonna be a no on Brashard Smith for me. I'm sorry, it's just gonna be a no. I'm not buying it. I'll take Raheem Sanders. I like Sanders. And that completes our mock. That completes our off-brand mock here. Now, we still have to do two others with Kenneth Grant and Nick Imori tonight. And unfortunately, the Braves did not beat the Phillies tonight, so that's a shame. But I got some points out of Bryce Harper, though. I'll take it. Oh, they got the Bears and Jaguars on from week 5 on NFL Network. So I'm kind of seeing that right now. Is that in London? That game in London? Yeah, I think that game was in London. Weird. Tyreek involved in domestic incident. No charges filed. Ty Robinson. We also got our linebacker in Danny Stutzman. Miles Frazier is our guard. Noah Williams is our corner. Jalen Reed is our safety. Tight end Gadsden. Running back Raheem Sanders. I'd say that's a winning draft right there. I think that's one for the books, man. That's one for the books. There is that slight chance Joel Walker could be sitting there at 18. We have to take into consideration that that could happen, and that's a scenario where I have to take Joel Walker. You know what I mean? I have no other choice. I have to take him for this mock draft specifically. But again, that is a trade for Seattle. 874 and 114 for the 18, 50, 82, 92, and 137. So, let me send that over to the team to look at. There you go. And we're back to it. All right. Yeah. That Jags game was in London. That's crazy, man. Was it? Let me see. Alright, so in DJX, they got Mason Graham at 4. They got Joel Walker at 5. Yeah, that game is in London. I thought so. I thought so, man. Alright. Just double checking. Alright, Killing let's do this. Trade done. Boom, boom. 74. I want 82 and 92. 114 for the 137. And a 4th and a 6th. Done. Alright. Let's see what pops up. Y'all ready? Let's go. Carter, Ward, Banks. There goes Graham at 5 again. Campbell, Seattle, Green, John Walker. Kel Williams, gone. Alright. So, Joel Walker and Mikael Williams are gone. Now, we explore the scenarios where that happens. Vikings, no. They want me to trade down to the 4th round and pick up a 1st round next year? No. Y'all crazy, man. No. That's giving up our 1st round, man, for this year. Yeah, crazy as heck. $18 down to 61. Nope. I'm already telling you, these scenarios suck. Alright. We got Matthew Golden. We got Starks. We got Kenneth Grant. Let's do one with Kenneth Grant. with this one. I doubt he does. Ooh. He did survive. Interesting. I'm not moving down. No, no. Those are garbage offers. Alright, they're wanting us to move. No, he did not survive. Okay. In that case, we need to go for Jordan Birch. Nah, Savion Jones. Savion Jones. Savion Jones or Birch are my two. Alright. Once again, we are faced with the situation of Wyatt versus Jack Beck here at this position. And even if you do miss on Wyatt, you still get Cameron Williams. Now let me show you why this is still a good thing. If you look at Cameron Williams, this is a 6'6", 317-pound guy. He plays right tackle. Now, if you can shift him over to left tackle, you got a winner. Because look at these measurables. This dude has an 86% pass blocking, 80% run blocking. You got Matthew Bergerson, you got Dominic Pooney, you got Graham Barton from Duke as the comparisons. And honestly, I'm not going to argue with it. If it's there, it's there. You know what I'm saying? I think in this one we'll flirt with Jack Beck and just pick him up at 57 if he's there. There he is. Yep. He's still there. Alright, cool. I think it's the right move. Because you got a multi-layer wide receiver here. You know, I could talk him up for hours, but, you know, it's Dan's choice. End of the day. If he prefers Wiggins, then I'm not going to say a word. You know, and retaliate. In frustration about it. I'm not going to say a word. You won't hear anything from me against that. Whoever you believe is your favorite wide receiver at that point is your favorite wide receiver. I'm not going to argue it. But I think a wide receiver at that stage, at 57, is the smart thing to do. I think most people agree. I haven't seen anybody protest it yet. Or argue with it yet. So, if you got a case to make, let's hear it. You know, I still want to dive into who the people from C3 suggested on theirs. You know, so you give me a little bit of time to research that. I'll have that information for you in the next stream, and we'll possibly explore that. I think they're gonna go a different direction totally, though. Because most of the time they do. Raiders want me to move down to 143. I'm not going to do that. There's just too much here, man. There's too much here. Sorry, but no. Edge rusher. Alright, let me show you why I'm not on the Kyle Kennard train anymore. I was initially, until I saw the fact that you're dealing with a guy that's underweight. You're dealing with a guy that didn't bench press enough, so he's not strong enough to get the proper blocking that you push that you want. But 75% tackling, I'll take that. I think in this scenario, Kyle Kennard would be a good spot here at 82. And I feel like Stutzman would still be there. So, that being the case, yeah, we're going to go Kyle Kennard here. Good. Okay. 2 spots. We gain 2 6th rounders and a 4th. Intriguing. Move down 7 spots. We gain a 4th, 5th, and 7th next year. Intriguing. Move down to 103, pick up a 188, pick up a 4th. That's proper value. But do I want to do it? That's the question. That's also proper value too. I want Charles Grant here. Yeah, I want Charles Grant here. We need this guard. There goes Danny Stutzman. Dang it. That's alright. Bosa's still there. We can take Bosa. Yeah, Bosa's still here. Now, Terrence Ferguson. I know how much we like our tight ends, but is it really a good idea when Gadsden actually fits us better than Ferguson does? I'm just saying. Just saying. I'm not trying to burst your bubble, Dan and Dave, but I do really think that that's necessary at this point. We got a safety net with Malachi Moore. So if Jalen Reed's still off the board, then we can go that direction. Um, and then Noah Williams down here at 140, 146. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pick Bassa. You do have Mondon Jr. here, and a lot of people are high on him. Ooh, there's Walker. Ooh. Okay. Yep. He got picked. Terrence Ferguson, July. Okay. Alright. Dang it, they took Jalen Reed. You thieves. Alright. Here's what we're going to do. Because we got Kenneth Grant, we've got our defensive tackle. We're good there. Man, they reached. They reached a little bit. That's alright. We'll get Malachi Moore. You know what? This is tough. I see Devin Neal. It is tempting. It is so doggone tempting. I'm not going to lie to you. If we go Devin Neal, it's not going to be a reach. But we can't miss on safety again. We can't miss on safety again. We can't. Safety has got to be either 140 or 146, and it's got to be Malachi Moore. And Noel is lurking here too. So that's got to be the other pick. So, I mean, that's safety and corner. That leaves tight end and running back. I'm going Devin Neal. I may regret that. But we'll see. Alright, 140. Bowman's still there, huh? Bowman and Noah Williams, huh? Fascinating. You know what? I'm going to go Billy. Mr. Billy Bowman. And I think Noah Williams will be next. Yeah. 163. Leave Gaston alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Don't grab him. Dang it. Alright, we got to go Luke Lackey then. Dang it, Jets. Are you serious? You don't even know what you're going to do with Gaston anyway. Even if you do get him. Man, that's... Oh, boy. Alright, Luke Lackey. Boom. Got him. That's the right move. And then best available down at 204. I guarantee you there's still some talent. We may still end up with Malachi Moore. It's possible, y'all. Okay, so 204. 204, we still got Ty Hamilton sitting here at defensive tackle. And we've still got Malachi Moore. In case we are unhappy with Billy Bowman. We also have... Who else is here? Yeah, I suppose that's it. It's between it's going to be between Ty Hamilton and Malachi Moore. And at that point, it's whichever one you don't feel 100% confident in. You know, that you drafted before. So, am I happy with Kenneth Grant? Possibly. Am I happy with okay, so it's am I happy with Billy Bowman? Yeah, sure. And realistically what it comes down to is, do you need more help at defensive tackle or do you need more help at safety? That's realistically what it comes down to. I trust Malachi more than I do Ty Hamilton at this point to booster our defense, tackling wise. But we'll see. Let me show you why I'm interested in this dude. Look at the measurables. Very nice measurables. 77% tackling. You got a 66% pass rush, but he's a run defender. 74%. This is why I have eyes on him. 3.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 51 tackles, 14 solo. From Ohio. He's a 3 tech. Alright, so Malachi Moore. 2 interceptions, 72 yards. 8 pass deflections, 70 tackles, 40 solo. Man, zone, free, safety. Now, this is what type we run here. This is what type we run. And look at these numbers. 91% tackling, 82% run defense, 94% coverage, 92% zone, 89% man press. And he's being compared to Renardo Green, Colby Joseph, and Ronnie Hickman. The only measurables that I like are the arm span and the 40 time. The rest of it's kind of mid. You know what I mean? But dude is fast and he can tackle. So for me, it's got to be Malachi. And I think we made the correct decision there. Doubling up there. Alright, so that is your mock draft with Kenneth Grant being chosen at 18 with the trade down. We're going to run one more with Nick and Maori. And then if you guys would like to lock in a 7th-round draft pick, 7th round mock. Excuse me if I could talk correctly. 7th round mock. Lock it in. Let me know in chat if you want one. And we'll lock you in. I don't want nobody being lazy or backing out. Because if you do, I'll start picking for you. Now, I can understand internet issues. You gotta let me know ahead of time if you're having internet issues. You know, I can understand emergencies, stuff like that. You know. You know, we can run it back, you know, later on. Using the same picks you picked before. I don't mind doing that before. Later on. If that should happen. But y'all gotta lock in for all 7 rounds. Now, if you're actually asking me to look at stuff, I'm gonna let you look at stuff. You know, I'm not gonna count that against your time. You know, for the pick. The only time I'll attach a clock to your picks is if you're not here for the pick. You know, in chat. Alright, and you're the one picking. So then if that clock runs out, I pick for you for that particular pick. So lock in your 7-round picks, man. It's gonna be harder to get that locked in tomorrow because we're gonna have Blitz in the house tomorrow night for the stream. So, you know, we're gonna be running it late. And then I'm taking Friday off. Taking Friday and Saturday off. So the next mock will likely be either Sunday evening or Monday. Definitely Monday. For sure. Alright, so y'all make sure. Mark your calendars. That's what the schedule's going to be looking like. Now, I'm flexible on Sunday. So, I may or may not do a mock draft stream on Sunday. I know we haven't been doing any game streams. Excuse me. Hiccups. But yeah. I know we haven't been doing any game streaming lately, and it's because we've been trying to fill up that time with mock drafts. These are very important streams, so, you know, during the month of April, I apologize to all the people that want games, but, you know, we got to get down to business. You know what I mean? That draft is coming up at the end of April, and it's crunch time. So, we're not messing around. Alright, so that's your defensive tackle, that's your offensive tackle, that's your wide receiver, that's your edge rusher, that's your guard, that's your linebacker, that's your running back, that's your safety, that's your corner, that's your tight end, and then we doubled up at safety again. So that's every position of need filled. You know, 9, 74, 114, down to 18, 50, 82, 92, and 137. A 4th and a 6th next year is what we would receive. Excellent trade. I think we need to green light it. I think we need to go for it. If Jalal Walker is not there, green light it all the way. Because there's still a lot of talent up there that Seattle might be interested in. It may be worth moving all these pieces around for that. Yeah, I think this is a masterful trade here. I think it's something worth looking at. And worth looking into. Alright, sent that over to the team to look at. Alright. And let's go again. This time we're picking Nick Imawari. Once we make our moves. Alright, so the 7. Dallas 204. Boom. Made the move. Seattle. One 18 50. Move to 74 for the 82 and the 92. Move to 114 for the 137. And a 4th and a 6th. Done. Alright. Let's see what's on the board. Carter's gone. Mason Graham is gone. Way early. They jumped on him early. Joel Walker's gone. Dakota Williams is gone. Golden's gone. Alright. McMillan might still be there. I don't think they took him yet. Eagles want me to move down to 32, pick up a 168 and a third next year. That's a fair move. That's a fair value, but I'm not going to do it. Because, guess what? Tyler Warren is randomly there. And so is Nick Imawari. Do y'all want me to do a mock with Tyler Warren? Down here at 18? Should I? That's a very unusual scenario. That's a really unusual scenario. Should I try it? And just see what happens? I feel like taking a tight end this early is just not a good idea. In general. Because it's going to cost you some of the other pieces that you need. I'm going to say nah. Let's just stick with Nick Imawari. And Nick Imawari is a C+ grade, by the way. I want y'all to recognize that. Take note of that. Take note of that. Higgins is off the board. Don't y'all take my wide receiver, man. Don't y'all do it. Don't y'all do it. Alright, cool. He's still there. Once again, we've got a choice between Wyatt Millam and Jack Beck. I'm going to go ahead and take Wyatt. He's still there. Alright, cool. 2 spots down, we get all that. Nah, that's not realistic. Be real with it. We got Jack Beck. If you don't take these tackles early, you're not getting one. I'm telling you that right now. Stutzman's gone. Okay. Carter's gone. I'm not looking at Carter anyway. Down 5 spots. We gain 2 sevens, a 4th, and a 6th. Nah, pass. Garbage offers. Garbage offers because they know all the good stuff is off the board. That's exactly what it is. Dion Walker's still there. They're making a run on linebackers right now, and I don't like it. If Bossa survives to 92, I think we take Bossa. But I know Walker's not going to survive. Walker it is. Leave Bossa alone, please. Leave Bossa alone. Thank you. And Bossa is the pick. Excellent. All right. Okay, 111. Here we go. I think I took Bossa too early. I think that's what happened. Yeah. I took him too early. Jared Wilson, let's see. Jared Wilson. That's exactly what I did. I took him too early. Dang it. Alright, Jared Wilson is a center. Look at those measurables, though. Beautiful measurables. Ooh. Okay, okay. Zach Frazier. That would free up Cade Mays to do whatever he needs to do. And see, the thing is, like, we use Cade Mays as a guard. And see, that's exactly what Jared Wilson would be doing. 6'3", 310. You know, he's from North Carolina. I think this is a good chance right now to find something really, really solid here. It would be really foolish not to go guard here under the circumstances. Yeah, I see Devin Neal sitting there. If Devin Neal is still there at 137, I think we take him. But right now, the pick is Jared Wilson. And I think that's a great pick. I'm pleased with it. We still need a defensive end. I think we go Jalot at this point. Jalot's gone. Okay. Perhaps Sorrell? Let's check out Sorrell. Yeah. Let's check out Mr. Barron Sorrell. 6 tackles, 44 tackles, 6 sacks, 16 solo tackles. Okay. Decent measurables. He's an edge offensive linebacker. His tackling is garbage. He's good at pass rushing and run defense. That's about it. Braden Cox Jr. No. Nope. Nope. How about David Walker? Let's find out about you. Central Arkansas, right? 10.5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, 68 tackles, 45 solo tackles. Those are the types of numbers I'm looking for. He's an edge offensive linebacker. Okay. Pretty good measurables. Can't complain. Ooh, he can tackle, he can pass rush, he can run defend. And he's decent in coverage. Okay. This dude's worth a few more looks here. Chris Braswell, Alabama? Dallas Turner? And Derek Hall? You know what? David Walker, you got my attention, man. You're a little underweight, but you got my attention. No. He's the right weight. I stand corrected. I was thinking of linebacker. That's what I was thinking of. Sorry. Since they listed offensive linebacker on there. But no, he's the right weight. Oh. Interesting. You know what? I think we take a chance on this dude. That's tough, man. That's tough. Ooh, no Williams is sitting there, though. I can't. I gotta have Noel. Man. I gotta have Noel. Oh, boy. Okay. I would be willing to settle for Tyler Barron. I'm not thrilled about it, but I would be willing. One of these two has to go to us at 137 here. I cannot let Noah Williams go to another team. I cannot do it. He's sitting at the top of the list, bro. We gotta have our corner. Yeah, I think that's the right move. 145, getting a 4th and a 6th. Interesting value. David Walker's still there. Now, here's where you get tempted by the dark side with Devin Neal. You get tempted by the dark side, man. How much longer are you willing to sit on this dude, man? How much longer? I gotta take Devin Neal. Please still be there. Oh, thank God. Alright. That was risky. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's risky. I'm taking him. There we go. Safety. Okay. 163. Jalen Reed's going to be gone. No, he isn't. Jalen Reed's still there. Holy crap. Jalen Reed is still there. Yes. Oh, that is the dream scenario. Alright, leave Gadsden alone. Leave Gadsden alone, please. Leave him alone. Do not take Gadsden. Oh my goodness. I'm so nervous right now. I'm so nervous. Please don't take him. Please don't take him. There's so many picks before this. One of these teams is going to take him. I guarantee it. Holy crap, he's still there. Wow. What a gift. What a gift. Oh my God, yes. Okay, so what we learned is Bassa, we could have sat on Bassa for a little bit longer, and we could have gotten Grant. But we learned something about Jared Wilson, so. And we also learned something about David Walker. So I think I like this, man. I like this. Yeah. I like this draft. There's a lot to like here. There's a lot that we learned. So, let's see if we can put that into practice, guys. What do y'all think? We got our safety, Nick Imawari. I think we go Starks. Starks over Nick Imawari. And Starks actually graded better. But same pieces, you know, same moves. I still think Wyatt here at 50 is the right move. Jack Beck, Dion Walker, Bassa, you know. Bassa was a little too early. We could have gotten Grant and then gotten Bassa at 111, I think. Possibly. But we reached on Bassa. So, it is what it is. Jared Wilson, we picked up because we reached there. But I think that could have been a very good pick right there. At 111. We could have gotten something else too. And upgraded on something. Potentially edge rusher. I think edge rusher. So. But they like the pick. They think that Jared Wilson is a good choice for us. I do too. I think he's a good choice. We're putting him on the radar. Noah Williams at corner. Devin Neal, of course. Couldn't resist. I fell into the dark side right there, and I went for Devin Neal. I took the quick and easy path, man. I took the temptation away from him. David Walker, Jalen Reed at safety, and then Gaston at tight end. I still believe these are the right picks to make. I'd still like to run one more, just in case we have some weird random scenario pop up with this trade down with Seattle. But I believe that this trade down with Seattle was the right decision to make. And again, for those that weren't here, pick 8, 74, and 114 down to 118. To number 18 pick 50, 82, 92, 137. And a 4th and a 6th for next year. I think it's the right move. I think that's what we need to do. Send that to the team. And send that to him. Alright. Back at it. Alright. The teams to draft Sanders. You got the Saints, the Giants, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Somehow, by some miracle, they trade up everything that they have in order to get him. The Jets and the Cleveland Browns. I got a team in here that they're not looking at. Las Vegas. And I got a strong, sneaky suspicion because there's already talk out of the Raiders camp, man. They're already looking at Sanders. This dude's going to be a Raider. I have that feeling. I have that feeling, y'all. Watch to see if I'm right. And the Giants should be on this list too. Yeah, Giants are second. If the Saints take Travis Hunter, that is a beautiful, beautiful day. If they do. And they screw that up. They choke, and they don't get Jalal Walker. They don't get Mikael Williams. They don't even get Golden. Bro, the Saints go after Hunter? Saints. I'm going to laugh at you so hard if you pick up Hunter. I'm going to laugh so hard. That would be the dumbest pick you could ever make. Please do. New Orleans, please do. I want you to. Oh my God. I want you to, and I will manifest that energy right now. Pick them. Pick him, please. Pick him, please. Do it. Do it for our own entertainment. Oh my God. That would be the funniest thing. My God. Oh man, I'd be laughing for 30 minutes. I'm telling you, I would be. I'd be laughing until we got our pick at 18. Shoot. But yeah. Do one more. Just in case of some weird scenario. Let's just see what other shenanigans might happen. Dallas. 204. 7. Done. Seattle. Four, 114, 137. Fourth and a 6 consistently. Boom. Traded. In the works. Let's see what goes on. So we have lost most of our bargaining power at this point. I think Starks is the right choice. I'm going to be real with you. I think Starks is the right choice. Starks or Kenneth Grant. One of the two. Want me to do one with Matthew Golden? Would y'all be interested in seeing that? And again, Starks is better than Nick Imawari. So, we run one with Starks. We run one with Grant. We ran a couple of them with Donovan Iziraku. I think I said that last name correctly. If I didn't, please correct me in chat. We do have Shamar Stewart, too. Would y'all like to see a mock where I go with Shamar Stewart? Because I'm not high on Stewart, to be honest with you. And if I go Golden here, then I have to pick something else at 57. Nope. Can't do it. I don't see the pieces there where I want them to be. You know, if I'm picking something else besides a wide receiver at 57, I'm not seeing the pieces down there, man. I'm not seeing them. No, not seeing it. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Matthew Golden is a trap. Don't go for Matthew Golden. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. You're not going to get what you want. Maxwell Harrison is a trap. At 18. Do not reach. That is on you if you reach for that. I'm trying to tell you right now. Let's see. Knowing our management, we will probably go for Trey for that move, but it is what it is. If I see Kenneth Grant versus Starks, I don't know, man. I'm 50-50 on that one. I'm 50-50. Which one of the two do you think I should draft? Do you think I should go Starks or should I go Grant? Because with safety position, we got a safety net. You know what I'm saying? With defensive tackle, not so much. You do have the old Walker down here. See, that's the thing. If you miss on Kenneth Grant, you can always get Walker or Caldwell. So I mean, we got a safety net with both. It just depends on which way you want to go. You know, I'm on board with either direction. But you have to stay on pace. If you're going to go defensive tackle here, then you got to go safety later on. You know what I'm saying? If you go safety here, you've got to go defensive tackle later on. So either way, you're going to take both positions. Something for both positions. Chat, what say you? Which one should I pick? I'll leave it up to you. This is an odd draft, so we can kind of do whatever we want with it and have fun with it a little bit. So, which one do you want? Alright, since nobody's talking in chat, then nobody's saying anything. I'm giving y'all the chance, man. I'm giving y'all the chance. All right. Since neither one of y'all nobody wants to say anything in chat, so we're going to go ahead and pick. You know what? We did have some trouble with defensive tackle later on because Caldwell wasn't available. You know, and Ty Robinson got taken off the board. And we got lucky because we got De'Aaron Walker. So you know what? I'm going to take Kenneth Grant. Yeah, so there goes Caldwell. See what I tell y'all, man. What I tell y'all. There goes Nick Emawari. But see, we still got Jalen Reed. We're okay. We're A-okay. Alright, now this pick is going to be Wyatt. I already know I'm going to get a C+ for that. Don't care. And then we're going... No, they took... Okay, Higgins. Dang it, they took Beck. They reached on Beck, man. You scumbags. Alright. 82. Depends on what's here. $382 to $387. Pick up a 159 and a 7th rounder. No. The 159 is tempting, but no. I'm gonna have to decline. So Charles Grant is sitting there. I like Charles Grant right here. They took Stutzman again. That's okay. Bossa is there. 164, 165. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Eagles, who are you trying to get? See, now you got my attention with that. You got my attention with this right here. 164, 165. What you trying to get? Ooh, we could get Birch. We could get Birch right here. Hold up. We could get Birch. We could also get Bossa is gonna sit there for a minute. Yeah. Yeah, Bossa will still be there. Yeah. Alright, the pick here is obvious. It's Birch. Let me take a look at Birch. Birch. 8.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 31 tackles, 13 of them solo. He's an edge rusher. Good 40 time, good weight. Decent measurables everywhere else. Okay, 89% in tackling, 80% in pass rush, 75% run defense. That's not bad. It's not the best choice out there, but not bad. What about Stewart? Say a Stewart. Eight and a half sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 33 tackles, 22 solo. Garbage numbers, measurables, except for the 40. Can't tackle that well, but he makes do. Good pass rush, good run defense. BJ Ojolari. I don't know who these other two gentlemen are. But I do know BJ Ojolari. And I can tell you BJ Ojolari is still struggling. So if that's all you do, if that is literally all you do, this might be a time to ignore the measurables and just jump on him. I don't know about this one, y'all. And this is the first time in the common draft era that all 32 teams have their own first round pick, by the way. That's really, really rare. That's something worth measuring and talking about right there. You know what? Oh, man. If I take Birch, I'm taking a hit on pass rush and run defense. A letter grade difference. But he's got better measurables. Which probably means he's going to last a little longer in the league. Man, but I like that 72% in tackling, though. I like that a lot. We look at Birch again. Oh, 89%. Yeah. We got to pick Birch. We got to pick Birch here. That's the right choice. Bowman. Okay. Okay. So far, so good. They want me to move that 111 down to 132. Not happening. Not happening. A 5th round next year. A 6th round next year. Okay. Linebacker has to be the pick here. Has to be Bassa. Jeffrey Pasa. 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 Let's go, baby. Looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good. Okay. Not going for my targets. Alright, so we got a running back in a corner safety position here to look at 137. Ooh. Devin Neal is still here. Oh, man. You don't know how tempting this is. It's either Jalen Reed or it's going to be Devin Neal. And I've got... Ooh, I don't have him. I don't have him anymore. The safety net's gone. Well, we still have some decent running backs if we can't get Devin Neal because Trevor Etienne's still sitting here, right? Yeah, I'll take Trevor Etienne. Yeah. Let's get Jalen Reed. If Devin Neal is still sitting here at 140, I want Devin Neal. No question. That's not even a debate. Yep, that's not even a debate. Devin Neal. Give him to me. Alright, 161. 61 there. There. Noel Williams. Boom. 163. Nope. Nope. Sorry, no dice. I want my tight end, doggone it. Yep, gotta have my tight end. Y'all can do whatever you want with the rest of these players, but I want my tight end. Now, if there's still something very nice sitting there, I want it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We settled at defensive end. So perhaps there's something still there. No. Nope. We need a run stopper with this pick here. Perhaps. I mean, Trevor Etienne. We already got our running back, so I'm happy. Interesting that Trevor Etienne lasts until 200. Very interesting. That is definitely not out of the realm of normality, but you just never know. Oh boy. We need a defensive end. Q Robinson. Okay. Q. Mr. Robinson from Alabama. Let's take a look at you. 4 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 23 tackles, 11 solo. Great measurables. Ooh, I see why we met with this dude now. Not bad. Good percentages on everything. Chris Braswell. Baron Browning. Okay. Okay. You know what? I'm willing to take. I'm pleased with it. And I know people are going to be like, oh, you're picking the same players. You're picking the same. Yeah, because these are the right players to try to pick. That's why. I'm not just picking them just because I feel that, oh, well, I'm stuck in my ways. No, and I'm a traditionalist. No. I'm picking the ones that I think are the best fit for us. Like, get a clue. Told y'all, Raiders. Did I not? I said it 2 months ago. Before the combine even happened. Did not call that one. God, I called that like a week before there was even reports that the Raiders were even looking at it. I've got a sixth sense about this stuff, guys. I'm telling you. I do. And, like, most of the time I'm right. It's crazy how many times I've been right. It's weird. Like, I'm not trying to boast, man, but it's really uncanny. You know, like, so we got a defensive tackle, we got an offensive tackle, we got a wide receiver, we got a guard, we got an edge rusher, we got a linebacker, we got a safety, a running back or corner, a tight end, and we doubled up at edge. I'm pleased with it. All of that from the Seattle trade, which made perfect sense for us to do. So once again, that Seattle trade, 874, 114 for the 18, 50, 82, 92, and 137. 4th and 6th round for next year from Seattle. It makes sense. You see the results. You see what happens. It makes sense. Alright. Send it over to my team to check out. Alrighty. We're going to call this a stream at this point. You guys are amazing. You know? And I couldn't have had the success I'm having without you guys. Seriously. You guys are why I do what I do. And for the most part. And I've met some of you in person. I've had conversations with some of you, and I think you're just amazing people. And I just want to say thank you for your time, for your loyalty, for your love, for your kindness, and for your conversations. You know, it just means the world to me as a Panthers fan and as a person. You know, and I try to be that person for you every day. You know, that I am on camera, that I am off as well. You know, I'm a genuine and just straight up real person. You know, I'm very approachable. So if you see me, come say hi. You know, if you see me in the streets, come say hi. You know, I don't mind a bit. You know, if you see me in the stadium, when I tell you where I'm going to be at, come talk to me. Doesn't matter if I'm writing notes or not. Come talk to me. I'll tell you to give me a second, you know, if I'm writing notes. But I'm very approachable, you know. Even if I'm eating lunch or dinner with somebody, man, come say hi. You know, that's who I am. I'm not one of those like celebrity people that, you know, decide you know, you want to come up and say hi and talk some game stuff. I'm down, dude. Come talk about some music stuff. I'm down too. With that conversation too. Baseball, football, you know, you name it. Come talk to me. That's who I am. So, anyway, I think that the Bears have 4 picks in the top 75, most in the NFL. They're just flashing that on NFL Network right now. And they're not wrong. Interesting. Alright. Anyway, yeah, I got the Vikings taking Starks at 24. We could get him at 18, no problem. Yeah. Igba, Hairston, okay, Josh Simmons. Nick Imawari goes to the Eagles. Okay. That was Charles Davis mock draft 2.0. Okay. Interesting. Notable teams needing edge rushers: Tennessee, Cleveland, Panthers, Bears, San Francisco. Definitely agree with that. And how do the Bears help support Caleb Williams in his sophomore season? That's an excellent question as well. And honestly, I don't see him working out well at the end of his 3-year or 4-year tenure with the Bears. And it's not even because he doesn't have the talent. It's just because it's Chicago. You know, the coaching staff has been god awful in Chicago. So, it is what it is, man. You know? Minicamp workouts in June. OTAs coming. You know, in June. We'll know the NFL schedule in July. But yeah. 24th through the 26th, guys. Mark your calendar for the NFL draft. I will be doing all 3 days. And I'm starting day 1 at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when I'm going to be starting my stream for day 1. We're going to run through a couple of last minute scenarios, a couple of last minute conversations, and then we're going to jump right into the reaction of day 1. You know, so be here on the 24th, guys. Be here. Don't miss it. Don't miss those 3 days. You'll regret it if you do. Alright, set your alarms. Set your notification bars. Hit that bell, guys, on the YouTube channel if you're here. I'll be posting the NFL draft schedule as soon as we know when they're going to be going live with it on the last 2 days of it. You know, I'll post that. And I'll tell you when I'm going live to match it. So, but for right now, we only have day 1. Alrighty, folks. that being said, thank you guys so much for joining me for this mock draft number 16 stream. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so, and don't forget to check out our Facebook group page. Keep pounding in all caps for in-game posts, polls, opinions, and reactions to NFL news, such as scheduling for the channel and for the Yahoo Sports app. Keep pounding Fantasy Football League. Shout out to David Screws in the chat. Shout out to Carolina's armchair GM, CJ. And for everybody else that's been watching the stream and has not talked but has lurked, we appreciate you. And everybody that watches these on the VODs, we appreciate you too. If you're an NFL scout, please don't use our information. Please don't. Unless you're a Panthers scout, we ask politely that you do not use our information. If you're a scout from another team. So. We do not keep strict watch on that, but if necessary, I will start deleting VODs. Alright? So don't do it. Alright? I don't want to have to do that, man. So NFL scouts, please stay off our VODs, please. I'm asking you nicely. If you're an NFL scout, don't announce yourself. Alright? Don't announce yourself. But if you are and you end up in our live streams instead of the VODs, please let us know that. Alright? Just don't announce yourself. Alright? As one. We'll know. Trust me, we will know. Me and my team will know. Because all the pieces that we keep looking at in numerous mock drafts, man, if I see somebody picking them up in their mocks and they're using the same strat we are, I'm going to know. Okay? I'm not stupid. I pay attention to other people's mocks. Y'all ain't trying to hide nothing from me. Alright? Don't try to hide nothing from me. Because it ain't gonna work. I watch everybody's stuff. Shout out Olivia. How you doing? We're just about to wrap up. Yeah. I don't want them NFL scouts from other teams figuring out what we're doing, man. For sure. Hey, we only get 2 of these picks right a year anyway. So, who's to say which 2 it's going to be? You don't even know. Scouts, y'all don't even know, do you? Because we don't know. And if we don't know, how are you supposed to know? So, man, it is what it is, though. There's a lot more content to come. Lot more. And that's before we even hit the draft. But yeah, I ran through a few different scenarios today of a few players that we could pick up if we trade down to 17 or 18. So, there you go. If you like that trade, let me know. So, I think it's a good one. I think it is. I think it's worth exploring. I think it's worth putting the time and effort into with Seattle. If Jalon Walker is not there at 8, get on the horn with Seattle. For real. Get on that phone. Because if you don't, you're going to regret it. Somebody else will. And Seattle will try to move up for one of those pieces, I guarantee it. It's just a matter of which one they're hunting for. you know. And as far as I'm concerned, take the guesswork out of it. Just put them up there, you know. Take the guesswork out of it. Why go through like 50 different scenarios when you could just move down there to 18, pick up all those pieces. You know, I just don't see any other way to do this that makes more sense. But anyway, yeah, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell, select all, comment down below if you feel like doing so. And don't forget to check out our Facebook group page. Keep pounding in all caps for in-game posts, polls, opinions, and reactions to NFL news such as scheduling for the channel and for the Yahoo Sports app. Keep pounding Fantasy Football League. If you want to get your hands on an intro like the one you see on your screen, go check out Lindara Ty on Instagram. Tell her I sent you, and she'll hook you up. Fair pricing, awesome to work with, and just an awesome person in general. Using her last name first, Ty, T-A-I, Lindara, Lindara. You know, she'll hook you up with panels, videos, etc. You know, she's looking for new content creators, or people that are content creators in general that would like to enhance what they're doing. So, looking for new clients. Hit her up, man. Hit her up. That is Lindara Ty on Instagram. But yeah, guys, it's been a blast, man. It's been a blast. Let me know in the comments below, if you're watching this on VOD, what do you think about Xavier Legette possibly becoming the next number one wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers? What are your thoughts? You've heard mine. What do you think? But yeah, man. We making enemies out there, man. We making enemies. With our opinions on this channel. Because you know that's what we do. We got them out of the box opinions, but hey, that's who we are though. We stay true to ourselves, man. We're honest about it. You know? That's who we are. But yeah, man. Stay happy, healthy, and well. And I'll see you guys in the next stream. Tomorrow night with Blitz. Ball. Champ. Go give him a sub as well. And count on Bleedy Blue Podcast on YouTube. Hit him up. And let them know you're enjoying their content as well. And also the C3 Podcast. Featuring Cody. The man. The myth. The legend. Cody. You know. And Tony as well. And all the rest of those gentlemen. That make Panthers content worth loving and enjoying. Every time they come out and do stuff, man. As well as all the other Carolina Panthers podcasters. Go give them some love, man. You know, go give them some love, man. Especially my man Unk, who's been showing me some love over here too, man. In the form of Donna B. Shoot, man. We love all of y'all, man. What love, man. One love. I'll see y'all in the next one. And as always, you already know what to do. Stay happy, healthy, and well, and keep pounding. Peace.